Now we're going to run a Wilcoxon signed rank test instead of a paired t-test between trust pre-test and trust post-test. So I'm not going to check the normality. We're just going to play around with it. So we're going to assume that both of these violated normality. So we're going to go to Analyze Non-Parametric Tests. This time I'm going to go to Legacy Dialogues, and I'm going to go to two related samples, right? Because they are repeated measures. That means they're dependent on each other, also called related samples. Click OK. And we're going to kick them both in there. We're trying to see if there's a significant difference between these two tests, either the means or the medians. This will be the medians test because it's non-parametric. But look at all the different ones they have. They have all kinds of non-parametric tests. We're going to stick with the Wilcoxons, and I think that's all we need. What's in this options box? Nah, we don't care about none of that. And we click OK. And we get our results. So this outcome's a little bit tough. Right here it says trust post minus trust pre. So the difference between the two. Here's all your possible answers. That the post-test was less than the pre-test, the post-test was greater than the pre-test, and the post-test was equal to the pre-test. Let's start with this one down here. If these two were equal, when you subtracted them, then you should have got a 0. Right there should have been a 0 ranking here. But there is none, so that's not the case. So if your post-test is greater than your pre-test, that means you would get a positive rank. That's what this one would be. Right? I'll say that again. If your post-test was greater than your pre-test, right? So a big number minus a smaller number is going to be a positive rank. That would be your gauge right there. And if your pre-test was larger than your post-test, you have a small number subtracting a larger number that's going to give you a negative rank. So I'm betting money that the post-test was significantly higher than the pre-test. But to prove it to yourself, we're just going to go and look at the medians between the two. Again, if it confuses you, go back to what you are familiar with and stick to that. So we're going to put in both of the pre and the post, and all we want is the medians. And again, I am predicting that the post-test will be significantly higher than the pre-test. And there they are right there, yes. So the post-test, the median is 48, the pre-test is 34. So that was the way to do it. Now I'm going to show you, if we just simply ran a compare means, if we just ran a regular paired t-test, we're going to get basically the same response. In other words, it's going to reject the null here. So let's get all this stuff on the table here. Whoop. And that's all we need. Click OK. So this is a paired sample t-test. We're just looking at the sig value, not the correlational, but this one. You see way over here, it tells us to reject the null as well. So it has been my experience that almost 99 times out of 100, a parametric test results will mirror a non-parametric test results. It's just that the way about going about it is different. So I hope that helps. MGZ out.